Mortal Kombat turned 25 this week.
I turned 28 this week. That's more important. Screw Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat turned 25 this week.
Mortal Kombat defined a childhood for generations. No, not generations,
It
millions.
didn't do it for me. Granted, like, I remember, get over here. And I
Did you have the original on I suppose, the Mega Drive?
Drive?
It's the
Mega
best one to have
Drive,
at the
When I
time.
go with Mega Drive, I'm not coming with
I've just never been a big fan at all of button bashing fighters. I had Tekken when I had a PS1. I even had Tekken on a
Street
PS2 for some
Fighter.
reason. Street Fighter, never done it. The only bits I liked with Street Fighter was it Vega
Yes.
with the claws when you got to smash up a car. I think you could do it with any of
pretty
them.
important part of the game.
I just remember you'd get this sort of interlude rounds where it was smash up a car as quick as you can or whatever, or you scored bonus points for knocking the bonnet off.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that bit.
Not a fight. Basically, what you're saying is not a fighting game fan.
I'm not a fighting game fan.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Any day of the week. Absolutely
Well,
love
I
Super
did say
Smash
fighting
Bros.
games. Not fucking about. So,
Thanks again for joining us this episode of Lazy Spelunkers, spunking in a cave for you.
no, but
But yeah, Mortal Kombat,
Mortal
25
Kombat,
this
25,
week.
come on.
My personal opinions on Mortal Kombat, I thought it's probably one. I mean, I rate it higher than Street Fighter.
yes, same.
I
Is,
think
is that going to be controversial?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
Have
like,
we just
they've
lost
each got
out
their
with a
fans.
non-existent listener?
No, I think there's fans for each because they're all different. Because like Tekken is really quite in depth, and Street Fighter can be quite in depth as well. And Mortal Kombat actually can be quite in depth. It's got quite a cool system going on because it's got simple commands with simple moves. So you can button bash all you want if you wish. However, there's a lot more you can bury into in there with the combos and the juggling and various different like combo breakers and stuff like that. I think they've got combo
but
breakers.
is this
particular finishing
is this
moves,
Oasis versus Blur? When people think people liked both of the bands, but really people only actually liked Oasis.
That doesn't surprise me. Blue only ever had one good song, so. And it was mostly blokes singing Woohoo, so I don't know whether that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all because
No.
because NetherRealm have proven that they're good at fighting games with the Injustice series as well, which kind of works off the basis that Mortal Kombat 9, or just Mortal Kombat when they released it, to fuck up with people's alphabeticalising. Alphabeticalising? That's not even a
numerical.
word, is it?
It is now.
Alphabetising.
Numerical.
Alphabetising. I got it.
No,
Yeah.
numerical, because alphabetizing
They worked off
would
that.
be letters.
You are.
You
Well, it wasn't a
fucking-
number.
Phone.
I think in the whether you like it or not, I think it should be commended and one of the all-time great beat 'em up games.
Well, have we had a Street Fighter recently? To
yes.
do with-
Five.
Is it still like...
Five,
Five?
So,
or 7, whatever.
so Mortal Kombat
So
has
Arcade
churned out
edition,
more.
Turbo EX version.
5.
Because actually, that's the one thing I do commend the recent Mortal Kombat for. I'm not a horror film fan, but I do like silly gore, like in Machete.
Yes.
And Machete Kills, that kind of thing. And Mortal Kombat, from bits I've seen, you literally can cut people in half
It does not shy away.
and yeah, just
I mean, Mortal
guts
Kombat's
everywhere.
been a weird series. It's been rocky. Like the first one made people go, "Oh, wow, a fighting game where you can tear someone's head off and their spine dangles."
Yeah.
Epic. 2, probably the best one still to this day.
I think the third one.
It's
it's
Mortal
probably the
Kombat
better
3 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, depending on which one you got.
The Ultimate, I think's the best because obviously you got the inclusion of more characters.
Yeah, there's more characters.
All
in
right,
that
I'll
one.
probably rate the third one over the second one, although the second one I have more memories with.
Yeah. But then after that, it kind of gets a bit hazy. You got Mortal Kombat 4, which was the first 3D fighting game they did, which was not good at all because it was very clunky, it was very stiff kind of thing.
There was also...
And then they moved on to, they kept with the 3D formula for a bit. Like, you could sidestep around and do, circles, so there was, Deception and, various ones.
There was
like
a game on the
Resurrection.
Nintendo, I think it was the Nintendo 64, that was based on Sub-Zero, and it was a platformer.
Yes, there was
that rings a
various
bell.
spin-offs. Yeah,
That was atrocious.
Yes, there was the Mortal Kombat Forces or something like that. It was like a weird kind of adventure action game. There was Shaolin Monks where you played as Liu Kang and Shao Kahn. That was an actual action fighting game. That was actually not that bad.
Yeah.
It was okay. That was all right. But I think after a while they stopped and everyone thought, well, that's it. That's the Mortal Kombat series gone. And that's because they introduced like, hundreds of characters. One of the games had like a create your own fatality instead of actual fatalities. No, it was awful because you just button bash.
Sounds good.
It sounds great. Like when they advertised and everything, it sounded great. But what they'd actually done was get rid of fatalities, and then all you do is you press buttons, and they would tear chunks off the opponent until they eventually, either you pulled their arms off or you knocked their head off or something boring, and then they fell over. And that was for every character. Every character had the same. Depending on the button presses that you did, they'd take chunks off them or beat them or something like that, and then they'd fall over.
I mean,
instead
even
of having
with
dedicated fatalities.
Yeah, I mean, even with Mortal Kombat X or 10 or whatever you want to fucking call it.
Is that the one that I'm thinking of where you can chop people in half?
Yeah. I mean, that's brilliant. Even that, in a certain sense, there's a story mode, and there's always this quick time events and stuff, which I didn't really like buy into. I thought it was a bit shit, to be honest with you. But if you're playing like how it's supposed to be played, and just sort of sitting down maybe with a friend and just beating the shit out of each other until death, it's still fucking stupidly enjoyable.
Yeah, really enjoyable, and like they've done wonders for like the netcode and stuff like that. So online play is brilliant. They've got like a King of the Hill mode in most of the Mortal Kombat games now, where like it's like an actual lobby of players, and two people will fight, and the rest of them watch the fight in like a little cinema. Like on the Xbox 360 when the first Mortal Kombat reboot came out, you all sat in the cinema with your little Xbox avatars, and you could cheer or you could boo, you could throw popcorn and stuff, and then it would just like swap and change the fighters, like winner stays on kind of rules. And that was a really, really fun kind of game mode. That was. Also, because it was online, you naturally went, yeah, I'm doing really well in the story here. I'm doing really well. I'm going to go online, see how I do on there. Oh, it turns out that so many people are better at fighting games than I am. Not as dexterous as I once was.
No.
Soul Calibur. That's what's. I've been trying to remember what it was. Was it Soul Calibur?
Soul Calibur,
yeah.
I liked that one because that actually had some form of upgradingness. You went through the story mode and got new weapons.
You did. You get new weapons and stuff, didn't you?
Which
you create your own
effectively was just like
character,
any weapon upgrade. You start off with like wooden sticks, and you end up with metal sticks, and then you end up with diamond sticks or something like that. Yeah. And there's some great characters in Soul Calibur. That's one thing you got to give Mortal Kombat is, I suppose, like any of the old games in a way, that we have got some classic characters.
Memorable characters, yeah.
Right, Raiden. I had a toy of him. You know, I remember playing with a toy of him as a kid.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage. Everyone knows the ninjas. Everyone knows Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
Scorpion,
Reptile,
Sub-Zero, yeah.
Smoke.
Who's the guy? Goro, multiple arm guy.
Yeah.
Is that the yeah? Remember him?
Shang Tsung.
Don't remember his name.
Now we just naming off.
Just
rattling off.
One that we can remember.
Mortal Kombat.
But I
Remember
suppose it's the same with
Striker, yeah, the cop.
Striker, yeah.
No,
Police
I think it was
officer.
like the third one, some dude that throw bombs and.
He was just a dude with the gun.
I always tried to get him to
Fantastic.
get the gun out. It was a pain in the arse.
Okay, so if we, I'm just curious here because, like I said, not a big fighting game fan. If you had the choice between Mortal Kombat in the PS1 era, I don't know what Mortal Kombat that would have been, or SmackDown versus Raw, or no, just SmackDown 2. Let's just stick SmackDown 2 or Mortal Kombat on PS1. What would you go for?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of other fighting games that I liked, but that's not your
Although
traditional
you're going right down my alley because I played all of those.
Oh, SmackDown 2 was phenomenal.
SmackDown versus Raw. Bring the Pain. I think was the last one I ever played. Had Brock Lesnar on the front of it, and I was like,
I'm just struggling. I'm just trying to think of just other games that involve.
There's plenty of other
face.
fighting games out there. I mean, like you're forgetting the 2D fighting games, especially the ones that from out of Japan, like Guilty Gear X.
Oh, this is just no. This is no.
And there was the indie fighting game, Skullgirls. That was quite good.
I'm not going to question why you like the idea of fighting schoolgirls.
No, Skullgirls.
Oh, Skullgirls.
Okay,
Okay.
I thought you said skull as well.
Yeah,
It's been accent aid.
Skullgirls.
Excuse me.
No, yeah.
But yeah, there's a fair share of really poor fucking beat 'em ups as well. But you know.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat, I think, is time and time again shown it's worth its weight in salt.
I think so. It's kind of like
It's quite salty.